Good morning and welcome to Vermont Viewpoint here at WDEV in Waterbury, Vermont. Conal and Brad, good friend of mine from Elmore. We're looking at his third and newest book that's just out, Whatever Happened to Anna Kennelly, and so excited about it. And there's some surprises that we're going to talk about in it, and about his writing and his journey.
Good morning, Brad. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great having you trek over from Elmore.
Through the rain, yeah, but I think the sun's coming out, but yeah.
So our listeners, you've lived in New York City, which is 8.58 million people. You've lived in Los Angeles, which is 3.86 million.
Mm-hmm. You
live in Elmore, which is about 866 residents.
Yes.
So when I was 21, I think I moved up to Fairfield, Vermont, 100-acre farm. I rented a room, looked out a window, had a typewriter, the meadow across the road, Holstein cows, foliage, beautiful. And I sat down at the typewriter, and there was nothing in me. I didn't have enough life.
But you got over that.
It took me a while. It took me, a lot of just journey. So you had a lot of journey, but you've taken it to Elmore and
I see.
You're on your third book. Birth of the Angels was the first.
Yes.
So, first of all, did you have any idea 3 books when you were working on Birth of the Angels?
I did. Birth of the Angel was, first of all, it's a 2-part book. So
right.
To know the whole, that one's more of a murder mystery, but it's also a thriller. So to get the whole arc of those books, you have to read the first 2, meaning that the solution of the whodunit is at the end of book 2. It's intended to be a two-parter. And that would be Birth of the Angel and Death of Television, a curious title for me. Don't you think?
Right.
And then,
or maybe not.
Well, it's meant very kindly. I don't think anyone's out to kill TV, especially with so many friends working in the industry. It had to do with another reference, which is clear in the book.
Right.
This third book is a continuation of the major characters. And, I knew this in my brain, even though it's pretty fuzzy how they're all going to work out. This is about a 9-book series. Now, whether I get them all done, it depends how successful they are. But also, if I get enough said going through what I want to go through, then we'll see. I'm really pleased with this third one. It changes the tack. It changes the feeling. I felt that the world was going through what the world was going through. And I wanted something more positive, more hopeful, more, supportive to the moment of people trying to stand up, to become, and to deal with a lot of challenges for all the different stories that are around us.
Well, Whatever Happened to Anna Kennelly, and I'm pronouncing Kennelly right.
You are, just like cannoli,
Yeah. So chapter 1, I don't want to be a spoiler, but there's a little hike up by Lucille, up Elmore Mountain. And, it's interesting. I have never been particularly frightened up there at all. This presents a little bit of fright.
Spirits in the woods, as it were. Yeah. And also just the feeling of foreboding that she's getting because people that she knows and has been involved with, things are about to happen. This book falls more into the category of mystery thriller.
Well, I think you captured the soul part of the hike in chapter 1.
Thank you.
I could feel it, and I knew it well, and I know it well. So this is in a series, but let's talk more. You said something, this book is different, and it is, right?
It really is. Well, the first thing is the name. My hero, and many people's hero in this world, Agatha Christie, wrote a book where she wrote the title first, and she didn't know what the story was going to be, but she was Agatha Christie, and so she evolved this immensely wonderful story. She was sitting on a bus, and she heard someone say, "Whatever happened to so-and-so?" And she thought, "Oh, I could use that." And she wrote a book called Whatever Happened to Evans. And then she didn't know who Evans was. So after I finished book 2, this title occurred to me. Whatever happened to Anna Kennelly? Anna Kennelly is just a minor character in the first 2 books. And I thought, well, that's fun. I can do that. And so as a challenge to myself, I wrote that title and published it. At the end of book 2, it says, look for the next book.
Brave.
I was maybe stupid, but I really enjoyed it because it made me cathect and made me invent. And it was a fun thing to do, and I think it came out well. But that's where this started.
And you talked about good reviews. You're getting 5-star reviews. People are loving this book.
I'm really grateful. Yes, we are.
Yeah. Well, and well-deserved, right? You work
Brad.
at something. So listeners can go to ConalO'Brien.com, simple, Conal O'Brien, not to confuse with some other name.
Don't even say it.
We don't even
Don't
care.
say it.
No, I don't even know what we're talking about. I mentioned briefly, I was in my summer off in 1978. I was in Somerville, Mass. For the summer, living there, taking some trips down to the Cape, going into Boston. I was a Vermont kid without any sort of worldly get out of Vermont kind of thing. So I was exploring all around, riding my bicycle. I had an old Volkswagen Beetle that was white and rust, two-tone, and I went to the Gardner Museum. So I was familiar but I had nothing to do with removing paintings at all. Do the disclosure, but that's still an open mystery.
It is, and what Brad is referring to, which I assume at this point lots of people know about, is the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston was robbed in 1990 in March, and 13 brilliant treasures were stolen. None have ever been recovered. Lots of people have thought about it. Lots of stories have been floated. And the reason Brad brought that up, kindly, is that these books, my books, start with the premise that one of these pieces is found. And each one of the books, actually, one of the pieces is found. And so, therefore, I think I can only do 13 books. Because I'll run out.
What a brilliant plan.
I'll run out of recovery.
You thought that out. We're talking with Conal O'Brien, his newest book, Whatever Happened to Anna Kennelly. So what is the day in the life of Conal O'Brien when you're doing your writing? What's your routine to try to get these words on paper?
Well, it changes. I'm not one of those people who has that kind of scientific calendar and ritual. There are people who do that. They sit down and they would plot out the book. Yeah. And then every day they would work from, say, 9 to something. And I don't do that because when it doesn't happen, what I'm writing is terrible. And so then I have to go walk about and go do other stuff. And Gwen is great. We go, we take a runabout and do something. But when it then fires up and the pattern is clear, the words just come, and I can sit for very, very long times. I can do 6 hours. I can do 8 hours. I drink a coffee. I forget to eat, and it just happens.
Wow.
And I've said it to Gwen. I think it's probably true. I'm really happy, maybe most happy when I'm writing. It's not when it's bad, but when you write something and it all flows and everything is talking to each other and the scenes just evolve. It feels wonderful. It's just a wonderful experience.
For my writing, I feel like the universe does a lot of the job for me.
Yeah, I get that.
Does the magic happen? How does the magic happen for you when that 8 hours of flow begins?
I love that feeling. I can't really explain it except to say that I'm open to it and I welcome it in. And then I just step in. You just step into the world and start to create it. And I like revisions. Any one of this book, for instance, has been through, I don't know, dozens and dozens of revisions over and over again until you feel like you really have honed it and you have something worth reading.
So sometimes when I climb Elmore, I might arrive in the parking lot. It's getting dark. It's 14-degree temperature. No one's around. I can maybe not even see the top of the mountain. You're on chapter 1. What keeps you going? Why do you climb the mountain to get the book finished?
Starting on that hike up Elmore Mountain was something, of course, you inspired, because it spoke of courage and it spoke of the idea of evolving. It spoke of facing your past and looking forward to the future, all the things we've talked about.
Mm-hmm. So you knew the story and you've created the people. Were the people based on, I mean, I hike Elmore, so a little bit I know the answer.
Well, based on anyone, yeah, let me think. Yeah, his name is Brad Furling.
You got to set your standards a little higher.
No, that's the highest standard. That's a wonderful standard.
So there's always hope, right?
Indeed. You say this all the time. I believe it.
Well, I tried to say it, and one thing, we didn't lamb. We haven't lambed for 4 years. When we lambed last time, we had 7 lambs in the barn. 1 we took to the bedroom to bottle feed for months. We had 6 puppies that were born premature, and I was a wreck, right? It was a fatigue wreck, but it was a beautiful thing. And what we're saying now on the Blue Moon Farm, my daughter and I and my partner and all of this is that, and her daughter, we believe in the future. Lambs mean we believe in the future.
Good.
And that means hope, right?
Good. Absolutely agree.
Yeah. Let's talk about one more time. Whatever happened to Anna Kennelly, they go to Conal, Conal, O'Brien.com.
Thank you. That's my website. They'll
Yeah.
find all the links there, all the information.
Yeah.
And that would be especially helpful if you want to get an ebook, because it'll link you to those sources. And you can buy a printed book there. It's online, of course. But our goal here, and we've been talking about it and want to underline it, that you can get these books now, all of my books, at your local bookstore, at Bridgeside Books, at Bear Pond in Stowe, at Bear Pond in Montpelier, at Galaxy Books in Hardwick. Go support these bookstores. They're great. And you mentioned your bookstore in St. Albans.
Yeah, Eloquent Page. And June, July, and August are coming. What a great way to get your secluded lawn chair and go through the series, right? And
that would be great.
There, if our listeners are like me, we find an author we like and we just can't wait for the next book to come out. And so you're providing us with that, which is just wonderful. Thank you for sharing your gift.
Thank you, Brad. That's so kind. Thank you.
If you want to find whatever happened to Anna Kennelly, go to your local Vermont bookstore and you can find it. It's by Conal O'Brien, our good friend from Elmore. Gwen, his wife, is here in studio with us as well, and we always enjoy your visit.
Thank you, Brad. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it so much.